Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48's World, where we do recaps and reviews on soap operas, reality shows, shopping hauls, and anything I pretty much want to do a reality or a review on. Okay, this afternoon we're going to be going into The Bold and the Beautiful episode that aired today, Eastern Standard Time at 1:30. All right, this is Friday, May 13th. Friday the 13th, okay? So y'all be safe for the ones who are superstitious about Friday the 13th and all that it details with the superstitions and all of that kind of nature. Be safe every day. Anyway, okay, so this is Friday, May the 13th, 2016. Segment or episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. The summary behind today's episode goes into Ridge impatiently waits word from Caroline regarding her reactions or interactions with Thomas. Then the second piece of that is Steffi is horrified when she gets an unwelcome visit from her fugitive mother-in-law. So we do know that's Quinn. And the only thing I can say, I just had my mouth dropped open because all the things that unfolded or unfolded today. I was just like, what? What? They doing that? Oh man, but what about? I just couldn't get my head wrapped around what they're trying to push down our throats now as a scene or a plot. Okay, guys, they're trying to make Quinn seem like she is this innocent person. They want us to forget about her other profile of a behavior and demeanor she gave us back, what, two months ago, 3 months ago? They want us to pretty much, the writers I'm talking about, want us to forget about her delusional mind. I mean, she done snapped into Sally Homemaker or somebody. Like her alter ego has switched up. This personality we got is the one that's like to stay at home. Somewhere back in the 50s, where you had the white picket fence house and the women stayed at home. They wore full dresses like you would pretty much wear to church or something of that nature, or a formal event. They would be dressed like that on a daily basis with heels, cooking and cleaning with heels. The Stepford Wives show. I know y'all seen that before. Or like say Leave It to Beaver. Just shows like back, Andy Griffin, those shows that show women pretty much at home. You always had a mother and a father there. The June Cleaver type look, or the Brady Bunch, well, the Brady Bunch is taking a little too far. I think, well, now they Mama Carol did dress like the Stepford Wives and something of that nature. But anyway, I kind of got off subject. But let's go back to the first scene on The Bold and the Beautiful. It came with Thomas, Douglas, Caroline, because they always try to backtrack or give us a little cap on what they left off from the previous episode that aired the former day or the prior day. The previous day. Sorry about that. So we go in with both of them sitting on the bed still. He's still holding his baby Douglas. He's still mesmerized that he brought, a child in the world with the use of his sperm. And he just mesmerized about him. And he just can't, even fathom thinking not seeing him ever again. But, of course, Caroline is still there doing her little MK Ultra where she's like painting his roses and field green grass and cows doing what they do. And, you're running through the field and you have not a care in the world. All your inhibitions, you let them go. It's just like carpe diem, That's the kind of little sense of false security she is pretty much trying to paint for Thomas when it ain't gonna be nothing like that. Okay, once he step out of Big Bear and he's gotten his serene, relaxed feeling, when he get back to LA, it's gonna be a horrible set of events because Ridge has already started in on Caroline about this is his boy and he owe us this child and this, that, and the other. I was like, are you really kidding me at this time? But anyway, we move on from there because we know that ain't going to last long. Thomas may have said this and that because, Caroline was just talking all soft. compassionate. She had empathy, what he was feeling, all that. But when he come home, it's gonna be like World War II, and he gonna get into that mentality that made him take his baby in the first place. So anyway, we just move on from that scene. We go to Ridge and Mr. Eric Forrester walking in from his little studio apartment that's on the a pool house they renovated over to make like a little mini mansion. Anyway, he comes over, stopping over to get some grandbaby time. Then Ridge makes up an excuse to why Caroline and why the baby ain't there. And he was like, okay, all right, well, I'm dad. I got my, he ain't have on no granddaddy outfit clothes, full of comfort. He was dressed to the T like he was going to the Force of Creations, his company, and do some mix and mingling, or maybe he had a business lunch coming up, maybe a late breakfast, early lunch type deal. He wasn't dressed like he was at home to sit and play with no baby for a couple of hours. But anyway, excuse me, that's probably just how the rich and famous get down. I don't know, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, we move from that scene, we go to Wyatt and Liam. Wyatt goes over to check on his brother Liam, but both of them are being very defensive about each other when they bring up the issue about Steffi. But pretty much Wyatt was going over there, trying to, fill his brother out, make sure his brother's still on an even keel where he's not, depressed and trying to jump out a window somewhere like that. Just making sure he's okay, but he wants to make it very crystal clear to his brother. Don't lean on Steffi when you feel like you need to call somebody. If you need to call somebody, you can call either dad or myself, or call Ivy, call Hope, call either one of them, but don't call my wife, because I'm tired of her being in the midst of us. I done told you how things are going to be. She done pretty much done told you also. Dad done told you. So I'm trying to be on your side. I want you to get back out in the dating world, but I just don't want you to lean on Steph and thinking she's going to be your go-to person, because that's not going to happen. So anyway, we go back. Stephanie's sitting down, looking at her little tablet or whatever. I really don't care, because Stephanie has definitely become one of my least favorite people or person to even identify with, because she's so all over the place. I mean, if she was gonna ride hardcore for Liam, then okay, because then the writer should have wrote her some in about she shouldn't have been getting married. She thinking about a Nolan, and had this conversation with Wyatt, and then break it down to him easy that she's not in it. This is really a loveless marriage since my real husband I wanted to be married to came in. She could it's still fresh. She could have said, forget it, I'm going to get a Nolan man, I'm going back to my man, and then it would have been a heartfelt thing. But at least Wyatt could have used his own advice. He probably could have looked up Hope, probably could have looked up Ivan. Like, hey, I got another whole interest in another love altogether. But she didn't do that. So now she wants to play both fences. She wants to stay in her safe and secure lane with Old Faithful, I call him Wyatt, and then she wants to still fool around in Liam's head that if she could get away, if he can make it away where it could be, unsuspectable, or it wouldn't look bad in everybody's eyes, then try to make it happen. Because I really want to come back to you. It's like she's just playing both fences. And I can't stand women like that, because there's too many women out here that want men, good men, and with you sitting up here being the character that somebody done wrote in that pretty much done probably came from real life. You having to pick and choose of who men you want, and you just have all these men, wanting you, and you still trying to be tied up with one, but you don't want this other one to be untied either. You want both of them. Your cake and eat it too, if you bring that on adage on out. But that should get on my freaking nerves. But anyway, she goes to the door because she hears a knock at it. When she goes to open up her door, because she has those little blinders on where she really couldn't see, like a little peephole, or pull them up or whatever. And when she saw who was at the door, she tried to close it back real quick, just as quick as she opened it. And it was Queen, her mother-in-law, honey. And Queen just went on and barged on through. And she said, honey, I'm here to see you. I'm here to see you about my son and Liam and you, and I want your forgiveness. And I was like, what? Get out. And so, yeah, I was like, what? I gotta put some oil on my chair. But anyway, I'm like, what the fuck is going on today? I just came all out of character. I had to sit there and just look at the TV, then look at my notes I was taking, and then I was looking at my aunt because she was looking at it with me too. I said, what kind of tomfoolery have we got going on today on, Superstition Day? Friday the 13th. I said, this is a freaky Friday. If she thinking I'm finna believe this mess that's going down that the writers are trying to put here on me, this is some bull. Okay, some bull. But anyway, we go to Carolina Thomas. Carolina's getting texts and phone calls that she's not accepting from Ridge, because it's a delicate situation that she's in. She's trying to keep the little serene, peaceful moment with no arguing going on, only just light talking and, trying to hear his side out, meaning Thomas. She's trying to reinforce the idea of him giving up his parental rights or fraternal rights as a father, and let her and Ridge have the what do you call it? I just had a loss of words, y'all. Oh, let me see. Let them take on the responsibility and the raising of baby Douglas. Without him having any interference, just fall back, play like, the role that was initially given to him, though he had no knowledge of him being the father, of course. But play the role as the brother, and let baby Douglas look to you like a father figure, when his father's not around, which is a hard pill to swallow, because like I said, I would have 86 that idea. And what do you mean by 86? Means shut it down, close it up, ball it up, throw it in the trash, don't ever look at it again, because it's irrelevant. Okay. That's what I would have told Caroline. Okay, why are you so freely giving me all this fraternal advice or paternity? Let me tell you something. What if I stripped your rights from you? Now, you had the baby. You had to bore all the pain. You carried the baby for 9 months. And, just because whatever it is the situation, somebody tell you that you cannot have your child anymore. Or say you get the child up for adoption initially. But then after you have the baby, you get attached to the baby. You decide you don't want to keep the baby. I mean, you want to keep the baby, but you don't sign all the rights off, without really having the time to assess the situation from beginning to end. From the time that you signed the paper to the time you got had birthed the child into the world, and you got to make little cuckoo noises with them, or him or her, and you got to feel them, look at their little hands, look at their little eyes, and you start envisioning things that, yeah, I think I can do this little mothering thing. But somebody said, no, you sign on the dotted line, gotta go, give me the package, meaning the baby. How would you feel? And I would just let that idea just marinate on her brain waves, in her mind. Let her digest that through her whole entire being of who she is, and then let her get back with me within 5 minutes, and let's see if that sat well with her, or did it give her a migraine, okay, or did it make her want to just get up and start cussing everybody out who was involved with trying to say we need to keep this a secret. You know what I'm saying? I would have played like that if I was the writer of the show or something like that. Give me something that's really realistic in these days and times. You know what I'm saying? Stop the manipulation and just let life flow as it is. You know what I'm saying? Inhibited it. But anyway, that's where it was with that. And that's what I would have told her. But like I said, she has that loving spirit where she can call herself manipulating a situation, because she's just acting like pretty much how Ridge want her to act, but in her heart's heart and how she was raised, she know all that crap is wrong. She's not gonna lose any maternal rights. She's not gonna lose baby Douglas. You know what I'm saying? She might get a little infraction by trying to falsify some stuff, or knowing of some falsification, what's going on with baby Douglas. But I don't think it's no jail time for her, if they look at it from that point of view, because she is a very caring and loving mom, and this, that, and the other. And she makes a damn good salary where she don't need neither Ridge or Thomas financially helping her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we move on from there. We go to Liam and Wyatt. Liam is telling his brother if he is so secure, why is he here at his house still trying to explain the same thing again, that he cannot have Steph in his life and he don't need to be trying to get her back and this, that, and the other if the relationship was on solid ground as he say. Then Wyatt gonna get his little spiel, this, that, and the other. But he had some reference there. He know his brother ain't secure in his relationship with Steffi either, because all of it was manipulation. Yes, again, Stephanie did not want to wait on whether Liam would show up dead, on the street or in the ocean or wherever, or he was hurt and couldn't get to her and somebody was nursing him back to health, which in that sense was true. It was Quinn, but we're just saying if it was somebody that wasn't known to the family of any other sort, you know what I'm saying? Or he just, pretty much showed up. She didn't give him at least 6 months to a year to grieve him or just be in a waiting mode. Hell, she would have waited 7 months. I would be like, cool. You know what I'm saying? But we still need to find a body. You know what I'm saying? I would have been something like that. But, life does go on. You begin to meet other people. You begin to gravitate to other people who are there for you when you're going through all the midst of what you're going through, your emotions, your feelings, your behavior. And you tend to go with that person because you felt like you did lose somebody. You lost somebody, so you're replacing them. But, like I said, she didn't give it 3 months is what they pretty much gave us that he was missing. That is not, like I said, we're going to move on from her because she's ridiculous. But we do that scene. We go to Quinn and Steffi. Quinn is trying to appeal to Steffi's compassionate side and see if she can get some empathy from her about helping her mend fences with her son. Because, we all know Quinn crazy about her son. She would kill a person about her son, this, that, and the other. And she has definitely been in her son's corner since day one from his birth. So, it's kind of unlikely that we thought she would really go, a long ways from her son or pretty much go for a long periods of time without not talking to him. That was going to be impossible. And even I knew that. I don't know how she was going to get to him, I thought she would probably use these cell phones that weren't traceable or calling from a payphone if they still have it out there in any other 50 states. Or, in Mexico, she going across the border, just something to that effect. I knew she would get in touch with him. There's no one else. And, Stephanie like, looking at her like, are you crazy? Are you going to snap on me? I'm kind of confused. I don't know if to be scared, to be overjoyed that you're here, that I can put you in jail, or maybe I need to whoop your ass before I call the police, or, just a lot of things were going through her mind. Because I was kind of looking at her demeanor and her facial expression. She was like, I don't know. I might get, better get me a knife or a bat or something, because she go out, want to jump like a frog. We call it jump frog or jump froggy, And I'm like, So I was with her on that one. But then we go to commercial. We come back. We're back at the Forrester compound, as I like to say. We're still talking with Eric and Ridge. Eric is admiring his wife portrait that Ridge had put back up on the wall that was initially there prior to her dying. And, he was just really admiring it. And he was like, Stephanie would be so proud of you, her grandson, the man that you definitely turned out to be. She would encourage and, just revel in your new life, your new baby. Just how you just really solidifying the Forrester family as, everybody living through your legacy if anything happened to me. So, I'm very, I'm admiring you about that, because, I've had my past scandals that kind of tarnished, the Forrester legacy a little bit, and it's gotten better. We haven't had any scandals in a while. Stuff done died down and so I'm very pleased about that, Ridge. So, keep doing you, because I'm liking what I'm seeing. Then Ridge goes chiming in, talking about, yeah, you don't have to be blood dad, even though you raised me as your own and I'm biologically not yours, but I know, I would not have any other father, not even my biological father, over me. You've raised me, you've taught me, you groomed me. I am a Forrester through and through. And I'm like, yeah, you saying all that shit now because you want your secret to be kept. But if your dad, well, you know how that is. I'm just going to say your daddy because he raised you. He considered you as a son. Now, I don't know what he going to consider you as after he get that tea that's brewing and ready to be poured, served up to people. I don't know what's going to happen then and what kind of fond words he's going to have for you. But I don't think you'll be living in his house. Definitely. Okay. I can only imagine, but I'll say that for a future commentary about the show when it's when you're on the hot seat. But anyway, we're like that. It is what it is. We move on from there. We go to Caroline, Thomas, and Douglas. Caroline is telling Thomas they have to get back, honey. We don't spend a half of an evening and a night with you. But now, my baby needs to, really be in his environment where he's familiar with, We can just chalk that up to a learning experience. I won't allow Rich to ever not let you be around your son. At least in our world where we're together, we will acknowledge that that is your son because that is the truth. However, if we get in the public eye or whatnot, for a fact, we got to keep up the pretense and all that. But, what is it? Oh, okay. The pretenses and that we, respect you to respect us of the little secret that we hold. But other than that, when you at home, we at home, doors are closed, no cameras on, we ain't trying to have company, this, that, and the other. Honey, that's your baby all day, every day. So she's pretty much, giving him that little spiel. But we know that's just bull crap. Because Ridge is already talking crap. Whew. But anyway, we move from that scene. We go to Wyatt and Liam. Wyatt is looking at the perception of how his mother did what she did to get him in a better position over Liam, as far as securing a relationship with Steffi and ending up marrying her. So he recognized it, but he's still coming to the conclusion that you're still not even recognizing also that you and Steffi had problems prior to you getting to the point of going down the aisle with her. You had left her alone, and you had went off with Ivy. And from our understanding, once you did come back, you pretty much had cussed her out and said, go your way because I'm going my way. You didn't give her no specifics or anything. So don't act like, y'all all good and gravy and all that. So, and Liam pretty much kind of think he's recognizing what he's saying. And then he goes on to pretty much say, yeah, but at least your mother did, take care of me. And he's like, what? What are you saying? Are you having second thoughts about, my mother is the monster and this, that, and the other, and she need to go to jail, this and that. But he's like, he has compassion and empathy for her, something Steffi don't have. So, anyway, we move on from there. We go to Steffi and Quinn. And Steffi is trying to tell Quinn she manipulated the whole situation. And if she knew what she knew now, if she knew then what she knew now, she wouldn't have said those vows to Wyatt. They would have been vows to Liam. And, that's enough said there. Okay, what is already overstood, don't need no understanding. We go to commercial. We come back. We go to Caroline, Ridge, and baby Douglas. Caroline has finally arrived home with the baby, and she's also talking to Ridge about Thomas. And Ridge is trying to go in on Caroline, trying to say, this is our baby. He ain't gonna be doing this to our baby. Did you get on him about why he took the baby? Did he tell you why he took the baby? And, she was just smoothing over ruffled feathers because he was feeling some kind of way that I guess she stayed overnight with Thomas, thinking they had another tryst in the bed or something. But she was like, no, he knows he's going to keep our secret. He knows, the public eye, he's going to be the son, the brother of baby Douglas, and that's it. And then he said, yeah, because this is our family. This is our son. He deserves to let us have his son. Just going off. But, like I said, y'all should know how I feel about that issue. Rich in the straight jacket. And Stephanie a pairing one also. And they both need to go to the same asylum. Because they are very much so warped in the head. But anyway, then Thomas, we just go off that situation because I'll be amped up and I don't want to get that way. It's Happy Friday. But, both of them need therapy. Where is, what's her name? Taylor when you need them. She couldn't treat them, God knows, but she can treat them, low key until that she could find somebody to treat them on a professional level, because they are really disassociating themselves. I'm telling you, they're coming out their whole personality. They both have both of them flip. We talking about Quinn needs some help now. All three of them need to be in the same room and hash things out, because all three of them don't flip. But anyway, we go to Thomas. He's still at Big Bear, and he's still trying to process the whole ideal about him being a father, him holding baby Douglas, all the negativity that came with his dad, and all the loving and compassion and empathy Caroline showed him. And I'm like, okay, Thomas, put on your boxers, okay? Tighten them up, pull up your pants, get that belt and them loops, and go handle your business. You are not a punk. You need to go solidify yourself as the father. Go raise some hell again with your dad. You ain't really gotta handle Caroline no more. Just go in there forceful and let her know what's gonna happen, okay? Get your lawyer together and just let the cookies fall where they may, because ain't no man in his right mind gonna let a woman that he donated sperm to, and it was consensual on both parts, gonna let somebody take their child away from them. Okay, now I can see if you're doing one of them things like Nicole and Maya and Rick. That's certain different. That's a totally different dynamic, and you can see that in a more uplifting light, because you're trying to help someone have something, not take something from somebody and call it your own. You know what I'm saying? And the person wouldn't even know they were donating the sperm. You know what I'm saying? That's like stealing. But anyway, we move on from there. Because he's thinking about what he's gonna do, and I'm hoping he gonna do what he gotta do and start acting like a punk instead, and letting all these other folks tell him what to do with his biological child. Okay. Anyway, we go to Quinn and Steffi. Quinn is trying to explain to Steffi she could have gotten an annulment, but she didn't. She decided to stay in the marriage with Wyatt, and that is so true. You didn't have the information up front, and you were lied to about that, because Wyatt could have told you, Charlie showed me some videotapes, and it showed that my mama was assisting Liam out. So this is the information I have. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to go on with the marriage or whatever? At least you would have gave her an option or an opportunity while she was sitting here, telling you every other moment, oh, I wonder what Liam doing. I wonder if he okay. And just, all this kind of crap. So if you would have gave her that information, you would have been golden. But since you didn't give her that information, you're kind of stuck in your own little web of lies that you didn't tell. So it's going to have to untangle itself little by little. But you coming to see who this woman really is that you're married to, and quite frankly, you should give her the freaking option, because you shouldn't have your ideals of love destroyed by this woman want to go here and there, or who she think is the best fit for this, that, and that situation. No, ma'am. No, sir. You need to just go on and give her a way out if that's what she's going to choose to do on her own anyway. Because if you was just a few minutes more prior to the police coming, you would have heard her saying what she was saying, that she couldn't say in front of your face, though. And don't you know, Quinn is crazy, true enough. Bad as a bed bug, but she ain't no liar. And the way it matters, you know what I'm saying? So, I would love to see Quinn tell her son what's what, or what she said prior to them getting there. But anyway, Steffi, goes on to text Wyatt and to let him know that his mom is there. And while he's going back and forth with Liam, he gets the text, he reads it, and he tells Liam, we got to go because mom's, there with Steffi. So, of course, they like on 10 because they really feel that, she may have flip the script again, and she's pretty much going back into her evil ways where she want to kill a person, you know what I'm saying? So they're not thinking about she's this new person that has transformed in front of all of us, and we're trying to figure out who the hell she is too, or when she gonna snap. But like I said, I had my mouth open because I never saw the writers coming at me. They came through the back door this time. I usually try to anticipate and see them coming, straight ahead. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. So I formulate what's going to happen each episode that's coming on during the week. But I never saw this coming. I was like, okay, well, goddamn. You know, they got me on this because I don't really know how to address this when I do give my commentary to my people. But I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to give it to them with no chaser like they gave it to me and try to understand the dynamics of where are we going with this story and why. You know, you know what I'm saying? They trying to bring me a queen that's squeaky fresh clean. They want us to forget everything she did to Liam in the past and the other havoc that she's created, you know, throughout the whole Force of Corrections line of people. With everything, you know, the shenanigans and the Deacon thing and, you know, her trying to kill him off and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you don't got me a Stafford wife that now I'm going to have to pay attention to and think in a different way. But like I said, that's like calling the pot calling the kettle black in a sense, because once something really irritate her, she's got to go back to the queen that we know and love. Her deceptive evilness must come back. You know what I'm saying? And still playing the other role where she has all love and compassion for her son. To let us know she still has some empathy and remorse of what she's done. But she's going to have a damn good reason to why she did what she had to do. Okay. But, no, then we go to where Wyatt and Liam are riding in the car, and Liam is actually calling the police to tell them to get over there because, you know, I don't know if they really told the history of Quinn just finally showed up and y'all need to arrest her because, you know, she held me hostage, she kidnapped me, this, that, and yeah. But now Liam has to go to bats for Quinn because she might have not let him go in a sense. Because he was just so lethargic and just out of sorts with him hitting his head a few times. First time being on the airplane. But, you know, he had to admit, even to his brother, that she took care of him. She nursed him back to health. Now, should she have taken him to the hospital and called everybody? Yes, she should have. But she spent that. She did go talk to a neurologist to see this, that, and the other. Even though she was working it all in her favor, she didn't care about Liam. She didn't want him to die. But if he had to die, it was going to be that way. But if she could nurse him and just keep him calm and let him just be in a healing mood where his body heals itself, then that was pretty much where it was going to go. And she took it that way. She made sure he was fed. She made sure he had shelter. He didn't want it for anything. She gave him aspirins or ibuprofen when he had headaches or whatever. So yes, she did kind of nurse him back to health through no harming that she did other than just not taking him to the hospital and just getting him checked out thoroughly for his concussion. So, you know, he really don't, you know, really don't have any charges if you really look at it on an empathy type of scale. But anyway, it is what it is because Steffi is just, you know, pleading for her to go. And, you know, after the fact that she's told her, meaning Stephanie, that she wants a relationship with Liam and Liam wants a relationship with her. Of course, she's not gonna like them hooking up because she wants Liam for herself, but she ain't bold enough and woman enough to say she, you know, she was wrong. She jumped too soon with Wyatt. Wyatt is an outstanding young man. Yes, he is. He would make somebody a definitely good wife. Husband, but he pretty much has to end it with Steffi, and Liam needs to end it with her because she didn't try to jump back and get him, so she needs to be left with nobody so she can understand what compassion and empathy is all about instead of I'm you know, I mean, I can't go anymore with her. But anyway, we go to Wyatt and Liam. They're trying to get over there still, and when they finally do get there, Wyatt goes over. He just bypassed. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, we went over that about why I was giving good kudos about what Quinn had pretty much did, why he was incapacitated and stuff, and that Quinn did confide a lot in him, and you know she was pretty much had changed from the woman that held him captive to the woman that he knew in the past and currently. So he has some soul searching to do as well. He's gonna have to make a very good soul searching ideal of whether he want to lock her up or not from this last scene that pretty much they were giving us for this last episode for this week. So we're going to see what Mr. Liam do. But if we go to a commercial, and we come back from the commercial, we're at Carolina Ridge again. Ridge is asking Caroline, how did she convince Thomas to keep the secret? Then she pretty much goes and tell them. Rich goes in to tell Caroline he owes them their son. You know, this whole entire entitlement, privilege stuff. Rich is on, and I'm sick of him. Oh, I wish he'd just go back to Paris, Lord. Well, okay, anyway. He said he should know his place. I'm like, when did he become your servant nut? When did he become, you know, anything else other than your son who you supposed to be loving no matter what? What happened to that unconditional love? Ugh, I'm tired of Rich. Oh, I could just see what he probably was about when he was Thomas' age. Ugh. Anyway, you know, Caroline is just pretty much like, am I with the wrong man? I mean, she didn't physically say it verbally. However, her facial expressions were totally different than when she was with Thomas. But I think she really realized that she has made a drastic mistake, and that she should not be denying someone else the full opportunity to get to know their child and be there for their child. Because, you know, Ridge is just in too much self-entitlement, and he's pretty much only thinking about his ass. He ain't thinking about Douglas. Douglas too young to be thought of as being any relevancy of, you know, making a scandal come out them and making them look like he's a baby. He's innocent. He is supposed to be loved. And scandals come every day in everybody's lives in some form or fashion. Okay? And we just deal with it the best way we can, especially if we know we had fault in it. So it's almost like own your own truth. You know what I'm saying? Own the responsibility you played into a bad situation. And everything, I'm telling you, pretty much that's done in the dark will come to light. So you're going to have to answer for it later, you know, than not answering for it now. So you just have to take which poison you want. Either you're going to do the upstanding thing, just go on and get it off right now and play it for what it is and let the chips fall they may. And, you know, you get your consequence dealt to you now rather than later. But it's going to come back. It's called karma. You know, it's all, you know, it's just everything recircles like a boomerang. You throw something out there negative, it's definitely coming back negative. You know, you throw out something out there good like a boomerang, it's gonna come back on you. You know what I'm saying? Good. So it just is what it is. But like I said, it looked like she wanted to take a drink, y'all. Like, give me some scotch or bourbon, because I just really wish that I wouldn't have gotten into this situation altogether. But then we leave there. We go to let me see, Liam and Wyatt. Okay, I did all that. Call the police. Okay, the Steph. Okay, we're at the last and final scene where the cops haven't came yet, and Steffi is trying to make idle conversation with Quinn about Liam, Wyatt, and everything, and what she feels or see her perception and this and that, and she, you know, about the whole situation. And she was saying, you know, you're not gonna get Liam. You're gonna go to jail, pretty much. And then what happened is they basically, you know, get in a tussle because she hears the cops on the porch, and she tells them to come on in. And Queen's trying to run, but y'all know where she was trying to run to, because ain't nowhere to run to but out the front door. And that was definitely barred up where she couldn't get there. So, I mean, get out through that way. And then she, you know, goes and tries to hold her until the police can read her Miranda rights and this and that and the other. And then that's when she goes into, like, you know, trying to jump over the police that kind of got her held back, because they don't want her to get hurt, or they don't want any other, you know, harm to come to any other party till they can sort things out. And then she goes in and say, well, you're not going to get Liam. Liam was mine until you stole him from me, and this, that, and that. And I was like, oh, why could not Wyatt be a fly on the wall to get that information? She just verbally spewed out her mouth, because that would set him in a position where he need to let her go and let, you know, the chips fall where they may with the relationship between Liam and Steffi, and not letting any of it come to his doorstep, and he go take a trip to Paris and find Hope, or go to Australia and find Ivy. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it's a mess of a deal. But that was my take on the Bold and the Beautiful for Friday, May 13th, 2016. Hope y'all enjoy. Have a good weekend. And I'll talk to you on Monday, God willing, to give you more play-by-play, blow-by-blow of the Bold and the Beautiful, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.